So thank you so much for being here. And this week between Christmas and New Year's, so even if you don't celebrate, I do feel like the end of a year, even if you're not someone to think about what you hope for or what you want to change, embrace, let go of, that those sorts of things do come to mind, though, right around this time. So I thought throughout the morning we'd practice a lot of, just checking in and seeing what we are holding from this year that just happened, especially because it was such a up and down year, had a lot of challenges. And we'll practice a lot of letting go of whatever it is that you do find that, you want to recognize, you want to honor, whether it's a feeling or an experience, a past that kind of wasn't great, and just let it go. And that just like forgiveness is not something that you just do once. So anytime a thought comes up that, you are struggling with, or it was an experience that you're kind of sad that you didn't get to do something, you recognize it, you honor it, and then you let it go again. So it's just this practice. And so I think yoga really does help us with that, because we have continual options if we choose to take them throughout our work. Plus, we get to add in the muscle. So with that letting go, we'll add in the also receiving. What do we want to welcome and invite and create within us in this new year ahead? So whether you want to think about that or just do the physical practice, I'm so glad that you're here and you're doing this for your body and your spirit. Let's start in child's pose this morning. I think that'll give us a nice space to start these. So knees could be together or separated. Just listen to your body and follow it. Take the hips back, arms reach out, and a deep exhale down into your mat. And start to breathe with awareness. Just notice, how is your breathing? What is the pace of it? Is there anything that you're holding on to? A lot of times we can tell within our breath. And now we'll work with it a little bit. Can you inhale a little bit more fully to the point where your belly extends and presses against the thighs? And that will stretch your low back. Maybe add a pause. And then exhale. Can you exhale to your fullest, where you empty your lungs, you get heavier and held by your body and the ground? And then add that pause. So the pause is something that calms us when you add it. And then go again, feeling your body as much as possible, stretching, getting that comfort as your lungs expand. And after a pause, if you like it, exhale to your fullest. And take about 2 more where you're just focusing on the depth. And if you want to add in a body scan, now would be a great time. Just notice what you're holding on to, or if there's tension in any muscle. And now starting with that care for our bodies. If there was anything that was tough, and you can bring that to mind from this year, that you would like to work on honoring and letting go of, just bring it to mind for a moment. It's okay if it's uncomfortable. And then I want you to breathe in the discomfort, the sadness, the feelings that are tough. Breathe it in, hold it like you're holding it for yourself for a moment. And then as you exhale, I want you to exhale over yourself comfort, ease, joy, and peace. So this is a practice called tonglen. So we're going to breathe in and hold our discomfort, honoring it, breathing in those experiences that were challenging, just holding them. And as you exhale, breathe out comfort, wishes of peace and ease over yourself. So just 2 more times. This shows us that we can handle discomfort. And not only can we handle it, we can be a channel of goodness and peace over that space. And then we'll do 1 breath for another. So if there's another that you know had a particularly difficult moment or year, I want you to breathe in their challenges and their discomfort and pain and hold it just for a moment. Breathe it in, hold it for them. And now exhale over them peace and comfort, joy, and ease. And then let that go. Just take a nice deep breath, thankful to be human and just be. And then before we move, just take a moment and flip your palms up to the sky. Feel the stretch in your shoulder. Take a nice breath, maybe reaching energy out the fingers. And with your open palms, what is it that you want to receive in this new year or just this moment of your life? Just take a moment to welcome and focus on what you're cultivating. And I'm so grateful for that. We're going to inhale and slowly sit up. So you can usually just take your butt back and then feet in front, but you can get there however you want. We're going to start with some waist circles to open our spine. So be gentle, get here however fast or slow. Take your sit bones, walk them back. And then hands you'll just place on your knees. And start with reaching your chin forward. So you're in a slight back bend. So the chin, even though it's forward, it's a little bit tucked. So the back of the neck is long. And then as you exhale, I want you to round back, tucking the chin towards the heart. And then we'll keep circling. So inhale, heart lifts forward. We open up the chin. And then exhale, we tuck back. So this is a great opening and release for your spine and your hips. So if you do hold tension, any feelings and emotions within your muscle, your joints, this is such a great gift. And go at your own pace. So you can linger. If you feel something really nice or beneficial, linger in that spot for a bit. But keep matching the movement to your breath. Expanding when you inhale and collapsing when you exhale. And just about one more in this direction. And then when you're ready, reverse your circle. So still inhale when you expand. And then exhale when you tuck back. And get to know your body, what feels good. What are you grateful for within the way that you feel here? Just starting that positive experience building by being aware of what is good. And one or two more circles in this direction. Again, linger where you want to linger. Enjoy. And then come on up to sit nice and tall. And we're going to balance a bit before we sit up. So here, if you've not done it before, it's called bear. And we're going to take our feet and just put them down. So the knees are lifted here, feet are down. And then we're going to sit back towards our tailbone to balance. So again, just trying to build a little joy here. Open up your heart, sit back, and see if you can balance. So you don't have to look a certain way. You can wobble. You can kind of flop back by accident. So if you want to stretch a bit here, you'll take your hands on your feet somewhere or your shins. And then we're just going to go one at a time. So inhale, you can press a heel out. This is a big stretch, I know, to start. So if it's too much, just to go slow, maybe only bend about halfway, just to play a bit. Yeah, that's great. And then take one more breath, seeing if you can expand your collarbones, lengthening the back. And exhale, bring it down. If you want to tap down to rest the hip bones, you can for a bit. And then we'll switch. So find your balance if you like, and then lift the other side. So to make it easier, you can also bend halfway or put the other leg down. You don't have to balance if you don't want. And we'll stay here for another breath or two. So if you'd love to just do full bear, go ahead and reach out both legs. It's okay to feel silly right now. Some of yoga is just for playfulness as you stretch. So now take one more deep breath and just see how expanded you can get through the crown of the head. Awesome job. Now let it go and we'll come to downward dog. So you can just release that. Whatever you were feeling, just let it go. So hands will push down, walk the hips back and up. And then take a deep breath. Nice deep inhale and exhale. So before you really get your alignment, go ahead and play. What would feel good right now for your body? Start to listen and build that deeper relationship with yourself. Maybe it's a bending of the knee, extending of the opposite heel, or shifting your eye gaze side to side, hips moving around. It can be anything at all. Take one more breath, just nourishing your body as you find it today. And now a deep exhale. And as you exhale, see if you can loosen in the heart center and the neck. And we'll find our alignment here. See if you can spread your fingers and then push them down with even weight. And from your strong hands, lift your hips. So feel the connection of the hands to the hips. What that might feel like is opening through the front of the body and shrugging the shoulders. Now a gentle bend in the knees to see if your tailbone can extend a little bit longer from the wrists. Take 2 cleansing breaths. And when you hear the word cleansing, what would that mean for your own body? See how you can change the breath to help you. And then eyes might want to lift to the fingers to help you get going, and inhale, and then exhale, walk towards your hands. And allow yourself to forward fold for the first time. And you can shake it out. Maybe roll the shoulders and then the neck, the hips. Add that playfulness in here. And what would feel great? Go for it. Now taking 2 deep breaths, I want you to inhale to your fullest, what you were practicing a moment ago. So really let your belly expand. And now exhale to your fullest to see if you can get even deeper, sliding the hips up, the head down. One more time, breathing in, expand, kind of loosen out of the stretch. And then go a little bit deeper. Great job. Bend the knees, lift the eye gaze. And when you're ready, inhale, press the feet to rise. So feel the connection with the ground to help you grow. And exhale, hands come to the heart. And great job. We'll find our first mountain. So take a moment to reposition your feet until you feel like they're underneath your hip bones. And your toes could even touch if you feel balanced there. And then soften out the knees. And take a nice deep breath in. If you feel comfortable, you could close your eyes as you exhale. Feel the feet for a moment. And just like your hands in down dog, can you lengthen the toes and then push down each one with an even weight? You'll start to feel that energizes and lifts the arches of the feet. Soft knees. Take your tail and see if you can drop it down. So that feels like buttoning a tight pair of jeans. Your low belly helps support your pelvis there. And think about the back of the neck through the crown of the head and slide that up. Feel like your obliques helped lift you. And then shoulders rolling back. And gently hug the bottom rib in. So now you are in your fullest mountain. You are grounded, yet lifted. You are open, yet strong. So for a moment, if it helps, you can have your hands at prayer or touching a heart and your belly. And I want you to take a few deep breaths, just noticing what you feel. And if there's anything that tonglen practice could help you with, maybe breathe in the challenges, hold it, care for that place. And then exhale kindness and comfort over your body. So one more time, just taking a breath to care for the body and what you find. And breathing that care. And 2 more breaths in mountain. If it feels good, you can open your palms next to you now for a couple of breaths. And what do you want to grow or focus on throughout the next year or even just the next moment? Take a moment for that intention to rise within you, to breathe it in. And then breathe out whatever you want to let go of. And last breath in mountain, grounded, open, and inviting. When you breathe out, you can open the eyes and they'll start to really flow. So inhale, reach up. And energize in the lift today. Can you really reach? And then exhale, extend, and keep that energy. So you're longer, you're freer. Yes. Hands to shins or under the toes and breathe in. Can you lengthen the back? Exhale, let it go. Knees bend, step the right leg back first, and we'll find our first low lunge. So take a moment to move your heel around so you feel like it's right underneath your knee and your knee's a little closer to your heart. And as you exhale, I want you to feel the ground that's holding you. So take a moment to sink. And then adding to that a little energy. On this next breath, I want you to lengthen head to back heel. So you'll feel your back kneecap lift, the arch feel open, hip open. Adding a twist. Left arm, inhale, reach it up. As you exhale, simply slide the shoulders back and see if you can stretch your collarbones. And speaking of alignment again, here your knees might want to rock in towards each other. So I want you to guide them towards the middle of the toes again. You might need to take them out, use the outer thighs. Yes, that's great. So if you want something a little more energizing, we're going to windmill up. So I want you to bend your back knee a bit to get soft. You can even kneel. And then we'll take the right arm up and left arm down. And take 2 deep breaths. If you like the energy, energize the fingers. And we'll get that alignment again. Knees in line with the toes. Yes, you look great. One more deep breath in. And then exhale. We'll windmill back down. Great job. Hands to the mat. Step back to downward dog. Or maybe rest in child's pose again. Find a renewing posture for this moment of your life. And then take a few deep exhales. What can you let go of here? Or what needs comforted? Maybe use your breath like we've been practicing. Feel your hands. Give them strength. If you want to come to plank, inhale, roll forward to plank. So align the shoulders and the wrists. You can be kneeling or lifted. Take a nice deep breath in. See if you can expand your heart, strengthen your back. Exhale, slowly lower the whole way to the mat. And then toes point back. And we'll start with baby cobra. So inhale, lift your heart. Hands are just light. And then exhale, let yourself fall. We'll do that one more time, trying to extend the spine. So inhale, lift up. And now see if you can extend your head to tail. So low belly comes in, tailbone goes towards the heels, head reaches towards the wall in front. And then when you're ready, exhale, let it go, and press back. So downward dog, child's pose, puppy pose, anything in between. And how's your breathing? Can you expand your breath or slow it down in a way that gives you the most nourishment right now? Soften your knees. Take one more deep breath. See if you can exhale and lengthen the neck. And then inhale. Exhale, bend your knees. Step your right leg forward this time. So you'll be in your low lunge, but on the other side. And take as much time as your body wants to line up your heel and your knee. And on this first breath, I simply want you to feel the ground, feel held, cared for, supported. And then on the next moment, I want you to lengthen. So can you lengthen head to back heel? So really energizing that back leg. And then alignment before we lift. We'll take our right arm. So we'll twist it up, inhaling. And then think about the knees. So line them up with the toes. So once you've got that, if you like to windmill up, we'll inhale, lift the left arm up, and take the right arm down just for 2 breaths. Lining up the knees with the toes. One more, adding energy through the hands. And then exhale and spin the hands down. Awesome. Bend the knees, step in, and relax. This time, if it feels good, you could bend the elbows and hug them. And allow your body to rock a bit or to loosen. What would feel really nice for you? Go ahead and breathe towards that. One more deep breath. And then knees will bend and eyes will lift. And once you're ready, inhale, rise up, pressing down. If you like a back bend, go ahead. You can take your tailbone back first. And that'll help your whole spine arc up through the heart. And then staying here, we're going to open our heart by sweeping the hands behind and clasping. And make sure your knees are soft. So that'll really help you lift as well as keep your circulation going. Yes, one more deep breath. Just allowing your heart to expand, boosting your mood. And then let it go. So great job. You can wiggle it out. You can take a drink. We can come back to our mountain pose. So take a moment to reset your feet. Find where you feel the most grounding. Toes together, separated. Lining up the knees and toes. Take a nice deep breath in. And then exhale down to the feet. Feel solid. One more deep breath in. Just get long. So how tall can you feel right now? And on this one more breath, I simply want you to feel expansive. So see how wide you can feel shoulder to shoulder, simply showing up in your own life here. And then when you're ready, inhale, reach up with that expanse. So being fully present, showing up in each pose. Exhale, dive, keeping the length, keeping that openness. Yes. Hands to shins or under the toes and lengthen. Breathe it in. And exhale, let go. Knees will bend, and we'll step the left leg back first this time. So take a moment and start with the grounding. Just remind yourself that you are supported, even throughout this year you were. And now we'll come to warrior one. So step the back foot in till the heel goes down. And when you're ready, inhale, rise up, arms can lift. And take a few moments to walk your feet until you feel like you can ground the outer heels as much as the big toes. So once you have that, ground your feet. And then lining up the knees, shine them in the direction of the toes. So you might need to rock them a certain way. Get to know your body. And then the shoulders face the short end of your mat towards the front toes. Yes. And here, let's add a little energy. So inhale, lift up through the hands. At the same time, you exhale down into the heels. So just notice you're in the exact same pose, but if you think in a different way, you can add a little more strength. One more deep breath, just like this. And then opening our heart again. Hands will come behind and we'll clasp and drop the knuckles towards the back heel. And the same goes here. You could soften out, not really go super hard. Maybe you need a gentle pose. Or you could add the energy. Knuckles energized to the back heel, heart lifts. So to get a nice arc through the spine, you can let your tailbone go behind you. And just take 2 more breaths, seeing how expansive you can get your heart. So showing up and caring for your body. Heart openers help us to boost our mood and fight depression. And then when you're ready, we're going to inhale up and transition to warrior two. So you can breathe up and then exhale open to warrior two, knees and toes towards your right. So take a moment to reposition the feet. No rush here. Nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, focus on the grounding, on being held by your feet and the earth. And then in your next moment, focus on aligning your knees. So line them up with the midline of your toes. And let's add energy. So we have a lot of options here to do that. So first, maybe think about the head going up and tail down. Once you have that core energy, think about the wrists reaching side to side. And then top to bottom, think again about the feet. Grip your mat as you also lift the head. One more deep breath like this. Standing in your strength. As you exhale, hands behind, and we'll clasp one more time. So again, heart opens. We're releasing last year. We're opening to the new year. And take one more deep breath, listening to your body. What does it need? And modify to that. And then as you're ready, inhale, reach up and open. And we'll exhale, we'll windmill down. So your whole body lifts, back heel lifts towards the mat on the right. Yes. And then step back to your downward dog. You did it. Great job. And you can pedal it out. You can even rest in child's pose. Give yourself permission to be exactly as you are right here. And then take a cleansing breath. Really exhale it out. What do you want to let go of here? And take a moment to check in. First, spread your fingers and toes so you feel grounded. And then take a breath and just notice, how do you feel? What's rising up? And take one more breath simply to care for what you found. And now strong hands. Inhale, pull your body forward if you like, flowing through your plank. Once you lined up, we pause again for a moment. See if you can spread your heart, connect your shoulders behind. Inhale. And exhale, slowly lower halfway or all the way. Yes, great job. And then inhale up to the pose your body asks. So up dog with the shoulders back, or baby cobra with the shoulders back. Yes. And take one more deep breath. And as you're ready, exhale and flow back to your downward dog or child's pose. And take one more renewing breath. Just grateful for this moment and this body that you've been given. Inhale. And as you exhale, bend the knees and step the left leg forward this time. So we're on our low lunge, now switching to the other side. And take a moment simply to feel the ground. Take a calming exhale to remind yourself that you're held and supported. And when you feel ready within, you can take the back leg and step it into warrior 1 feet. When the heel goes down and you're ready, inhale, rise up, arms can lift. And take as much time as you need to reposition the feet till you can push the outer edges down, as well as the big toe. Inhale. And exhale, notice what your body is saying here. If it wants less, straighten the leg a bit. If it wants more, bend in. And we'll focus on alignment. So line up your knees with the midline of the toes. And then turn your heart towards your left, keeping the grounding in the back foot. Yes. And take one more breath, just dropping the shoulders back to open your heart. And now if you liked, hands will come back and we'll clasp, maybe pick the other finger to go on top, but it doesn't really matter. And then energize your knuckles towards your heel if you like the feel of that. And I want you to be able to breathe. So change your pose to a place where you can breathe with as much depth as your body desires. And take 2 or 3 more breaths here. Feel the challenge, and if it is a struggle, use your breath. So breathe in your challenge and breathe out care over your body. 1 more. And then when you're ready, we'll inhale, arms reach up, and exhale, open to your warrior 2. So now your toes are all to your left. And take as much time as you need to reposition till your thigh is going in the direction of your toes. Yeah. And your knee is always above the ankle or closer to your body. And then we'll exhale and sink into the feet. So spreading the toes again, feeling yourself grounded, supported, present. And then we'll add some energy. Let's start again with the spine, head and tail. Can you extend those points? A gentle hug of the front ribs. And then we'll do wrist to wrist. So energize in a way that you feel it. Your body changed. You're growing, you're expanding. And then head all the way down to the heels. See if you can energize those 2 directions. This pose gives you so much opportunity to show up and be present. 1 more deep breath in. And then exhale, hands come behind. And last opportunity here to clasp in our warriors, to open our hearts, and to allow our energy to rise. And what is your body saying here? Does it need less? Give it less. Does it need more? Or simply your presence to honor and care? So 1 last moment just like this. And then come to center by inhaling, pressing up to straight legs. And we'll take our feet so we can do a fold. You can keep your hands clasped, or if you want to release them as we get down, that's cool too. So soft knees, and then start to lean forward until you can tilt down and let your arms reach away. So it comes to a shoulder stretch. So here, you just want your knees and toes lined up. So you can face them forward, you can face them out, whatever feels good. And then rock around a bit and let your arms hang as loose as your body is okay with to get that stretch. And how's your breathing? Take about 2 more, simply watching your body rise and fall with the breath. And then hands will come down when you're ready. And we're going to walk back to your low lunge. So just turn your body back. And then step back to your downward dog or child's pose and pedal it out for a moment. Give your body a transition, a calm, neutral space. And then coming forward to lay our body down, we'll start in plank if that's okay. So kneeling or lifted. And then exhale and slowly lower to your mat. And we're going to come to bow pose, and we'll do it side to side to start. So you can face the ground. A little tuck of the chin is going to lengthen the neck, which is helpful. Take a nice breath in. Focus on your tailbone and exhale it down towards your heels to lengthen the back. And then pick a side, and when you're ready, bend that knee and you'll reach back, flex the ankle, and hold it around it. So if you just want one side, the other arm reaches out long in front. And inhale, press your heel to the sky. So again, chin is a little bit tucked to lengthen out, and tail is focusing on going back. If you want full bow for a breath, you can take the other ankle as well, and then inhale and push both heels up. So a nice deep breath here. And then exhale and let it all go. So come back down to where you started. So this time take your shoulders out, or your arms out shoulder height, so they're making a T on the ground. And then I'll just cue the right side, but you can do whichever you want. So we're going to take the right hand and teepee the fingers and put the elbow up into the air. And then we'll take the right leg and we're going to lift it up and cross it behind your left side. So what we're stretching is actually the left arm that's on the ground. You'll feel the shoulder stretch. So it's the head of the left shoulder here. So now you can kind of play around. If you want to push into the right fingertips, you can. Or if you want to rock until you found the head of the shoulder stretch on the left side, that's great as well. So a couple more breaths. See if you can soften. Just allow your body to get the stretch. One more deep breath in. And then exhale, roll back to your starting position. And we'll do bow one more time so we can start on the other side. So look towards the mat. Tuck the chin and lengthen head to tail. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, bend your opposite knee first, and then hold on to that ankle. Foot flexes, and when you're ready, push the heel up to the air. And your other arm can be out long if that's helpful. Sometimes that really feels like a nice stretch underneath your shoulder. Now if you want full bow one more time, you can flex your feet, hold both ankles, and then lift them high. So just 2 more breaths, energizing the back of your body, strengthening and opening the front. Inhale, and as you exhale, slowly lay back down. Now arms will come out like a T again, and we're going to do the opposite side. So teepee your left fingers and put your left elbow into the air. And then slowly guide your left toes behind your body. And they might tap down and you'll be able to stretch your right head of your shoulder. And just breathe. Again, you can add a little pressure or let it go. I want you to be able to find where your stretch feels like it's present in your body. One more deep breath. And then gently come back to center. Make a pillow for your head, stacking your hands. And then forehead just goes on the back. Toes point out towards the corners of your mat and just rock around your hips in this reclined alligator pose, just letting your back release from that. So great job. We're going to use our arms now to push back into child's pose, rounding your back and allow your whole back body to just release. So you're getting the opposite of what we just did. Take 2 deep breaths and see if you can focus on the exhale and how much weight you can sink and melt into the ground. And then coming to even more of a rounded back, we're going to practice rabbit pose. So right where the crown of your head is, where my ponytail is, I want you to lift your hips and then take that part and tuck it down to touch the mat. So the more you come towards your knees and you tuck that down, the more the upper back is going to be able to round. And you can reposition the knees so they feel like they're more under the hips, whatever feels okay. And then arms, take them back towards your heels. If you can hold your heels or your legs, go ahead and wing out your elbows like a chicken wing. And then breathe. So if you energize and round your back up into the air, you might feel it more. If you need more rest, just let it go. So one more deep breath. And then gently sit back into Thunderbolt Pose. So you're just going to sit onto your heels and take one moment to breathe. So hopefully you feel good, energized, and balanced, open a lot, strong in the back. So let's swing our legs out in front so we can stretch a bit throughout the sides and back of our legs. So I want you to flex your feet and then take one leg, cross it over the other. So this is going to create a little more of an IT band stretch. If it's too much, bend your knees and don't do the crossing. You can pick. Now hands, use them to walk your sit bones back. And you can take your fingertips, press them to the mat behind you just to start to extend the front body first. So inhale and exhale. And now I'll release it forward. So you can breathe in and lift up. And exhale, reach forward. So flex the feet to start if that helps. And then loosen them, loosen your hands, tuck your chin, and let all of your body weight sink. So I really want you to exhale and sink now. You practiced hard. You focused a lot. So use this as a chance to surrender, to allow your body to rest and to be nourished. If the breath practice of care is helping you, I invite you to use it here. So breathe in, hold and honor what you find, and then breathe out care all the way over your body. And take one more deep breath, just caring and allowing your body to be. As you're ready, inhale and walk up nice and slow. You can release your feet, and then we'll switch sides. So your other leg is going to come on top. If you feel like you lost your sit bones, go ahead and walk them back one more time. Hands will TP behind just to get us going. So that's a nice lift through the back of the neck. Inhaling, exhaling down. And then we'll rise. Inhale, arms reach. And exhale, extend your reach forward. Maybe flexing the feet, but then letting it all go. Chin will tuck in. And with each breath, become as heavy as possible. And play with your hands. It might feel very comforting to have a gentle touch against your legs. Or maybe you want to have that receptive open palms to just allow yourself to either let go or invite what will come. Take about 2 more deep breaths and create the pose that your body longs for within them. And when you're ready, that very slow walk. We'll take it again to rise. Awesome job. So this time, scoot forward just enough that you know you have a place to lay. And staying in the control and care of our body. Just separate your feet so they feel like they're hip width, knees, toes aligned. And then you could use your hands to help, or if you want to just use all of your core, we'll take your hands, palms up. Shoulders come back, inhale. And then exhale, you can tuck your tail here because we're going to lay our spine down. So we're helping it roll down. So see how controlled you can be. Feeling your vertebrae one by one, learning how the strength of your body. And then once you're down, you can reach arms and legs. Get as long as your body can. Allow the ribs to pop up. And then take one more deep breath to stretch your abs. And reversing that back bend, we're going to hug our knees, lift our head and tails to create as much of a ball as you can, and then really lift up. And then exhale, come back down, holding your knees. I want you to draw circles right around your tailbone. Go one direction, And then reverse and go the other direction, just drawing circles around your tailbone to massage your low back. Last time. Now set the feet so they're hip width. And if your spine doesn't feel quite straight, just wiggle around till it does. And you'll take your hands, palms up next to you, and then we'll take our right leg up into the air. Cross it over your left. Inhale. Exhale, let your knees drop to your left, feet to your right. And then turn your eyes to the right. So we're just twisting into this deep twist. So I love this one. If you breathe in, allow your body to kind of come out of it. And then when you breathe out, I want you to hug your belly in. So really exhale. That'll massage your inner organs. It'll help you release and relax. And with each breath, also see if you can spread your heart and ground your shoulders evenly. And take about 2 more deep breaths. Just be, no effort required. And then gently come back to center. And to even out, we'll do a little hug again, so you don't have to put as much effort into it. Be gentle and kind. Lay your head back down if you lifted it. This time, right leg is going to be on the mat, lined up with the hip. And then left leg lifts up, and we'll cross it over the right. Breathe in. And then exhale, drop your knees over to your right and your eyes to your left. And with each out breath, hug your belly, ground your shoulders, and spread your heart. And again, just what needs cared for. Really hug the belly in. And 1 more deep breath. And then come back to center and hug your knees in. And then lift your legs up for legs up the wall. So we're going to give our body 1 more moment to actively rest. Take your hands and place them right underneath your tailbone. Or maybe you can go grab a wall if you want. And as you exhale, I want you to let your shoulders smooth down and your heart spread wide. So start to breathe in a way that just lets your body be. A soft animal body. Relax and enjoy what it enjoys. To feel how it feels. And so just trust the pose. Trust your body that it rebuilds when you rest. And that this pose just helps your joints, your circulation, your mood, and even your sleep. And you are welcome to, if your body is longing for something like a shoulder stand or a plow pose, to go ahead. But just make sure your body knows what it's doing and that your neck stays long and there's no pressure on it. The goal is kindness towards our body. And take about 3 more breaths. So just long enough for you to recognize where your mind is and to bring it back onto your breathing and focus on your grounding. And then whatever pose you took, will gently come out of it. If you're in legs up a wall, just slide your hands out. Gently bend your knees towards your heart. And then place your feet a little wider than hip width down on the mat and rock your knees together. So before we come to our full relaxation pose, slide one hand up so it's under the left side of your heart. You might be able to find your heartbeat. And if not, you'll feel your warmth. And then slide the other hand down below the belly button. And take a few breaths. Breathe in a way that moves your lower hand. So that'll instantly calm you as it fills your lungs and touches the nerve that runs beneath them. And if you do feel your warmth for your heartbeat with your other hand, I want you to just notice how your body is caring for you. It is good. and it is on your side. It's brought you through this entire year, and it will love you through each one coming up. And so take about 2 or 3 more breaths, just noticing how your body is there, and it is for you, and it is loving you from the inside out. And then when you're ready to come to your most relaxing position, go ahead. Maybe you want to grab a jacket or some socks, stretching out, or even just rolling to a side. Whatever your body needs in this moment. Take as much time to get there as you want. And then once you're there, I want you to take a nice deep breath in, just feeling the life energy as you expand. And then I want you to exhale and become as heavy as possible, seeing your body weight as this gift that you can melt even more. And then using our awareness to create a mind that is able to be calmer. We'll start with awareness on the sounds in your room. So just notice the sounds that you can hear, not really focusing on any one, but just practicing being aware and the ability to let it go. So find one more sound, let it come to mind, and then practice letting it pass. And come back to your breath. Notice the next rise and fall, brand new. And then we'll become aware of things that we feel. So what temperatures and textures do you notice against your skin? And how about other senses? Is there light and dark behind the eyelids, tastes or smells? And practice that very gentle awareness as soon as it rises up, as if the softness of a feather touching a glass. You just notice it and then let it go. One more sensation, notice something, and then practice letting it go. And come back to this next breath, the rise and the fall. And now we'll come inside our body. Take a nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, notice your forehead and smooth it out. And then we'll come in again, breathing in, noticing the muscles around the eyes. And as you exhale, smooth them and let them widen and relax back. Inhale. Exhale, smooth and relax around the cheeks and the jaw. Take a nice deep breath in. And exhale, let the head sink so the neck relaxes and becomes free. Inhale, feel your heart fill up. And as you exhale, let the shoulders sink back to widen your heart center. Inhale, notice the arms and hands. And as you exhale, let them become heavier, melting and sinking. Inhale, feel the body. And as you exhale, let the whole back relax down so your belly can feel free and cared for and safe. Another deep breath in. And now into the glutes. Let them sink back so your hips can spread and widen and feel safe as well. And lastly, breathe in. Feel the legs and feet. And as you exhale, let them completely sink and relax with weight. Take your mind to the breath now. And notice every nuance as it rises, it switches and falls. And for the next few moments, as soon as a thought or a feeling or a sound catches your awareness, I want you to gently notice it and then come back to your breath. Over and over, trusting the process of training the mind to a calm, less reactive place. Take a couple more breaths, guiding your mind back to them. Now before you move, stay as you are. And I want you to notice what feels different right now than before you started your practice today. Notice what feels stronger or worked, what feels longer or loose, what feels cared for and safer, and what feels more strengthened, balanced, or aligned within. And holding that in your mind, I want you to notice that you do have control over strengthening, caring for your life, your spirit. So whenever something feels out of control, bring yourself back here. Choose to focus on your breath, to let go of what you can, to care for and honor what you find, and to be a conduit of love and care and peace as you're more aware and able to breathe it out over whatever arises. So one more deep breath, just aware and grateful of this moment and what you've created. And then as you're ready, start to wake your fingers and toes. And then your wrists and your ankles, bringing that wake up closer to your center. And then what would feel great, maybe you really want to hug the knees, or maybe you'd like to rock, swirl, stretch, let your body choose. And in the pace that you want, roll to one side and rest on that side. So you can cradle your head, you can bend up your knees. And for 2 or 3 breaths, I want you to sink, being held again. So feel the ground hold you up. Feel the body hold you alive. And feel the air holding your life as it comes in and goes out. One more breath, just feeling sustained. And then in your pace and way, use your top hand to press you so you can sit up nice and tall. And take a little time to find a nice seated posture. And then once you've found that, let's finish together as one. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, namaste. So thank you so much for doing this. I just so appreciate you. As you know, my name is Rachel, and I'm just grateful that you do this for your body every week. It really does matter. So I hope that you feel great and that you're able to take this into your new year and also honor whatever arises, as we're humans. So things will come up and they'll pass and we'll do it over and over. So thank you so much. You did awesome.